back to the class. Okay, see, as we'll continue of this lesson, which lesson? Human rights and fundamental rights. Okay, so we have started the what are the rights, the topic. Okay, I'll continue this topic. See, rights also become significant in the context of democratic systems. Democratic systems strive to preserve equal ground for all. They allow people to express their opinion and makes choice, including the choice of being represented by people they believe in. This choice is called a vote. Yes or no? See, democratic system strives to preserve equal ground for all. So democratic system is always trying for equal for all the people, right? Yes or no? And it is showing, and how it is showing to the equal for all the people, will have the next topics. You will get the clarity there. Okay, and they allow people to express opinions and makes choices. Yes or no? So we'll have an opinion to whom we want to be win in the elections, right? So if we have the opinion to be so and so person, so and so X party, so for them we are voting. That means we have the choice also, right? Yes. Democracy safeguards not just the majority but also the minorities. Democracy place all people, whether majority or the minority, on the same plane. The Indian Constitution ensures that each person's rights, irrespective of their caste, race, gender, religion and creed, are protected. Okay. However, there are some rights which are so fundamental to personhood that they have been statutory and guaranteed in the Constitution. They are known as fundamental rights. I already told you what are the fundamental rights. It's all personhood. Means a person need a fundamental rights, right? A person need what are the fundamental rights? Okay, what are the rights a person need compulsory, right? So that's called as fundamental rights, and it have guaranteed by the Constitution. Okay, so mainly these fundamental rights are guaranteed by the Constitution. That means it's having a law. Okay, it's all these fundamental rights are protected by the law. Understand? These rights are so important that they also expressed by many of the democratic nations the world over and have been codified by the UNO, United Nations Organization. Okay, so these fundamental rights codified by the UNO, United Nations Organization, and as well as it have find a place in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay, Universal Declaration Human Rights, UDHR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The UDHR is a document which many of the modern states are signatory to, implying that they will uphold all basic human rights mentioned there. Okay. Yeah. So already about the fundamental rights I explained you. How many fundamental rights were there? There are fundamental rights 6. Okay. There are fundamental rights 6. What are those fundamental rights? See, yeah, right against exploitation, right to education and culture, right to constitutional remedies, right to freedom of religion, right to equality, right to freedom. Okay, so these 6 are fundamental rights. So if it is any of it is one of the fundamental rights also, if it is violated by other people, directly we have the right to be case a file on the court. Directly in the high courts and the Supreme Court also we can file a case, not to meeting of even in any of the lower courts also. Okay, so That's why because it's all fundamental rights have protected by the law and guaranteed by the constitution, right? So that's why if it is any, see for example, right to equality is there, it is a fundamental right. If anybody are not showing the equality, okay, if you are violated by the equality in the society, you can file a case on that so and so person, so and so society, okay, who are not shown the equality. So you can file a case on that directly on the High Court, on Supreme Court, okay. Yeah, so one by one these fundamental rights we are going to know now. So first one, right to equality, okay. So there is a fundamental rights. How many fundamental rights? 6 fundamental rights, okay. So in that, one by one we are going to know. First one, right to equality. So in your 7th class, you might have studied about another lessons. In that lessons also, you have gone through about the democratic policies and all. So in that also you might have knowing about the equality, right? So that we are going to know now. And in this right to equality, there are some sub-concepts, that equal protection of law, social equality, equality of opportunity, abolition of untouchability, abolition of title, okay. See, abolition of untouchability also it is leads to the equality, okay. Abolition of title also it leads to the equality, and social equality, okay, and equality of opportunities. I'm sorry for the disturbance. And equal protection of law. So in front of a law, everybody are the same, okay. So that is right to equality. And next, right to freedom, okay. Yeah, I'll explain you clearly. Wait. So next one of another fundamental right is what? Right to freedom. So freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, and freedom to form associations and unions, okay, and freedom to move freely, freedom to reside, settle in any part of the territory of India, freedom to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business, okay. And so these main 2 fundamental rights we are going to know now, and remaining rights in this lesson, these are all the human rights and all, Human Rights Commission, okay, we are going to know. So first we are going to know about the right to equality. See, equal protection of law. The Constitution says that the government shall not deny to any person equality before the law, or equal protection of the laws. This means that laws apply in the same manner to all, regardless of a person's income, state, background, etc. This is called the rule of law, okay. So laws for everybody are equal, okay. So even maybe that person rich or poor, even maybe his background is okay, maybe political background, maybe social background, maybe whatever, and okay, so the law is equal for everybody. The right to equality guarantees that all citizens shall be equally protected by the laws of the country, okay. So right to equality is nothing but law is protecting everybody as in the same level, okay. Whether she be an ordinary citizen, okay, a minister or a government official or a small farmer, everyone is under the same law, okay. Everyone is under the same law. Maybe that is a minister, maybe a government officer, maybe a farmer, maybe a normal general person. Everybody are same in front of the law, okay. It means that state cannot discriminate against, cannot make out preferential treatment to any of Indian citizen on the basis of their caste, creed, color, sex, gender, religion, office or place of birth. Okay, so in front of a law there is no variations, maybe. Okay, it's not they're showing of Indian citizen on the basis of their caste, color, even gender, either male or female. Okay, even Hindu or Muslim, everybody are the same in front of the law. Even a prime minister may be tried in a court, okay, of law, will have to attend the court just as an ordinary person would if there is no accusation of a crime. In the same way, if some official is found guilty of a crime, then he or she should be given the same punishment as applies to any other person. No one can claim special treatment because of his or her class or background. So even if it is a prime minister, if he did any guilty, means if he did any crime, so he too have to attend to the court as it is same like an ordinary person, and he too get same the punishments and the treatment same like the everybody's. Okay, so if there is no special treatment for the special punishment or a special treatment for this PM, then you can understand then remaining all are how it will treating as the same. Yes or no? In the modern state, the executive arm of the government is armed with vast powers in the matter of enforcing by laws, rules and regulations, as well as in the performance of number of other functions. The equality class prevents such power from being exercised in a discriminatory manner. Okay, so in the modern state, executive arm of the government, okay, that means government is dealing everything is as equal in every scenarios. Okay, and next, social equality. Okay, see why I am reading, you all have to know the pronunciation of the words while you reading. So that's why I am reading the text, then I'll explaining each and paragraph wise. Okay, so that compulsory while I'm explaining, you have to see in the textbook and know the pronunciation. Got it? I'll continue. Yes, so next one, social equality. So in this right to equality in this only, so the next sub concept is social equality. Okay, see that another feature of this right is social equality. So which right? Right to equality, right? So right to equality, in that another feature is what? Social equality. The state shall not discriminate against any citizen on ground of religion, race, caste and place of birth or any of them. Okay. See, state shall not discriminate of either you maybe belongs to any caste, either you maybe belongs to any religion, either you may be a male or female. Okay. So socially everybody are treated as equal. Further on, basis on this grounds, a citizen cannot be denied access to shops, public restaurants or the use of wells, tanks, roads, places of the public resorts maintained wholly or partly out of the state funds, those which are dedicated to use of general public. The significance of the article is that guarantee against every form of discrimination by the state on the basis of religion, race, caste or sex. See, whatever the government asserts are publicly, that is can be used by everybody. Okay, can be used by everybody. This right has, however, two notable expectations in these applications. The first of these permits the state to make special provisions for the benefit of women and the children. Okay, So first, the state makes special provisions for the women and the children. The second allows state to make any special provisions for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes. Okay, second priority they are giving for any backward classes of citizens or scheduled caste in the scheduled tribes. Okay, first they are giving the priority for the women, then children, and then any backward classes people, and the next they'll give the priority for SCs and STs. Special treatment meted out to women and the children is in the largest and long range interest of community itself. It also recognizes the social customs and the background of the country as a whole and the historical disempowerment and oppression of these people groups. In an attempt to uphold these rights, laws governing civil matters like property laws today have been amended to include women as the co-cancers to joint family property. Right? Do you know even nowadays, previously the woman is untreated, that it don't show the equal priority for the woman in the society. But okay, so as in the fundamental right, they are giving the priority for the woman as equally. Okay, women as equally, they are giving chances for everywhere. Okay, and even recently one article also was launched by the property for women. Okay, see, property of the parents should be shared by the male and the female of their children. Okay, that is a new law. It was launched by the government. Thus, the constitution permits the discrimination in reserved by the reserving seats in educational institutions and by reserving post and appointment in public services, etc. So, reserving seats like 30% for women, 35% for women in the educational seats, even political seats, yes or no? So, they are giving special reservations for the women. Okay, and extent to such reservations assumes great importance for citizen, for the general public and for the state. For example, medical colleges must admit a certain percentage of students who belongs to OBC, SC and ST. Okay, so if it is medical college seats, so in that they'll have a mention for OBC so and so percentage of seats, for SC so and so percentage of seats. So like that, particularly they'll mention for particulars for somebody's. Okay, even for including of women percentages also they'll declare. Okay, so they have given the example of only one college. Okay, and next, equality of opportunity. Okay, equality of opportunity. You may be getting a doubt, right? Women also nowadays they are doing the jobs, they are doing something, and why in the textbook they have written like women have given priority, like you may be getting a doubt. You might have. But previously it's not like that, you know, ma. Previously it's not like that. They did not give in priority more for the women. Okay, women means they all have strictly they have only at home. Okay, they have given more restrictions for women. Only they have to be sit at home, do the household works. Okay, so when as you have studied in previous classes in your 8th class. So women have got a priority in educations and all, and they have given encouragement to the women. They are giving some so and so reservations in the education, even in the employment. That is also for making lift of the women empower in the society, right? Yeah. Equality of opportunity. See, the Constitution guarantee equality of opportunity for all citizens in matters relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. Okay, so constitution only guarantees for what? Equality of opportunity for all citizens, okay, in matters relating to the employment. So how it is? No citizen shall, on ground of religion, race, caste, descent, place of birth, resident, be ineligible for an or discriminated against in respect of employment or office under the state. However, a notable expectations that lies in the right is that the state can make provisions for the reservation of the post in favor of any backward class of citizens if the state feels it is not adequately represented in the services under the state. That is, state may also reserve the post for members of backward classes, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes which are not adequately represented in the services under the state to empower the lift of the weaker section of the society. Understand? I think so you are able to understand. So state can have the right to keep the reservations for backward classes, even high or else low or else middle, even giving priority for these scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes, even for the women percentage. It depends on the state government. Okay, so mostly why they are making that showing of that reservations even for appointment for the jobs, even for educational seats, to make the show the equality. Okay, if they give the opportunity for the SCs and STs who are that, then that sector also can be developed, right? So that caste people, that scheduled also can be developed. Yes or no? So that's why those state government can choice that to give the reservations to be backward classes. Okay, to make that show of socially to be equal. And abolition of untouchability. So previously, how there is untouchability, some so and so caste people should not be enter into the temple, should not be drink the water in the public wells. Okay, should not be sit in the classes among with all the children. So like this, the untouchability were there, especially some of scheduled tribes and scheduled caste people that did not allow to mingle with everybody. So that's called as untouchability. So first of all, you have to know what is untouchability, right? So that's why I explained you. So abolition to untouchability. Abolition means stop, raddu cheyadam. Okay, abolition. So the constitution in no uncertain terms abolishes untouchability and its practice in any form. Further, the practice of untouchability is an offense. Offense means nothing but crime, and anyone doing so punishable by law, and even attracting a jail term. If anybody practicing of untouchability, okay, it's nothing but offense, and they may be get the treatment in the jail. Okay, the Protection of Civil Rights Act provides penalties for preventing a person from entering a place of worship or from taking water from the tank or well. Okay, so if anybody or stops to drink the water, so and so belongs to tribe, so and so belongs to caste, you should not go in drinking the water like that. If anybody says, okay, and the person has to be enter into the jail, or else the person has to be pay the penalty. Okay, so there is one special act also they have designed. Okay, that act is what Protection of Civil Rights. Got it? And next, abolition of title. Abolition means I have told you raddu. So title means, so mostly in some persons, okay, when we call some persons, the backside they'll have some title for them. Reddy, so and so Reddy, so and so Raju, so and so Naidu, so and so, like that you might have heard, right? So that we called as title. So abolition of title. So see that. And another move to remove arbitrary and unequal classification of the aristocratic class and The constitution prohibits the state from conferring any titles. The British government had created an aristocratic class known as Rao Bahadurs and Khan Bahadurs in India. British government have introduced these Rao Bahadurs and Khan Bahadurs in India. These titles were also abolished. Rao Bahadurs, Khan Bahadurs titles were abolished in India. That was introduced by whom? Britishers. British government have introduced. Citizens of India cannot accept title from a foreign state. Okay? Cannot accept title from foreign state. However, military and academic distinctions can be conferred on the citizens of India. The award like Bharat Ratna, the Paramavir Chakra and Padma Vibhushan cannot be used by the recipient as a title and do not accordingly come with the constitutional prohibition. Okay? And next, right to freedom. We'll continue.